Most men in the modern world will fall into one of two categories: those who simp for women, and those who hate and blame women for everything. Both are pitiful. However, there is a third category of men who operate on a much higher level than your average Joe. These men are rare and are far from being simps. They neither simp nor do they hate women. These are men who prioritize their purpose and don't let their sexual urges distract them from their path. Listen. While it is true that lust is a very strong desire in men, the reality is, you will never be successful if you let your lustful thoughts overpower you. In this video, we will discuss 6 masculine ways to control your lust. Number 1. Identify your triggers. If you don't understand your desires, you can't control them. So the next time you experience feelings of lust, think about what's going on. For instance, if you realize that you've been using sexual thoughts or behaviors to cope with stress, set an intention to find new coping methods and form healthier habits. You may realize those lustful thoughts show up more when you're bored. Boredom is actually one of the most common reasons why guys get lost in their sexual desires. We live in times where everyone is so hyperstimulated that people can't even be bored anymore without their desires taking over instantly. That is why they will grab junk food or start fapping the moment they have nothing going on. My advice for dealing with boredom is to use visualization. Think about your dream life. Where do you want to be? And what is the man you want to become? Boring times are perfect to get into deep thoughts. Now it may take time to sift through boredom if you're not used to it, and your lust may be too strong. So the next best thing is to keep your mind busy. Try listening to a podcast or an audiobook while you're doing boring tasks instead of letting sexual desires take over. Number 2. Set boundaries on your phone. If you follow girls on Instagram, or take your phone to bed with you late at night, there is a good chance you will go down a dark path of porn. At the very least, you will waste time scrolling and watching girls online like a simp. It's embarrassing. Your phone is a very powerful device, and while it is useful, it can also be extremely self-destructive, and most guys use their phones to self-sabotage. They destroy themselves with distractions. Think about that for a second. You have a phone that could be used for gaining knowledge, networking, or making money, but most guys use it to chase pleasure instead of success. Pathetic. Here is what every man who is looking to become successful must do. Unfollow all Instagram models, stop mindlessly scrolling on TikTok, and use your bed for sleep instead of watching sexual content. Do not be cocky and think your willpower alone is strong enough to handle the temptations online. Many guys have tried, and they all fail. Why? Because the algorithm is too strong. It is designed to play with your personal desires and lure you in. The only way to beat it is by setting boundaries that you will never cross. Number 3. Most guys don't have any control over their emotions, and this makes them a slave to their desires. They fap like a little worm, or are constantly wasting time simping over girls. Pathetic. Lust is a natural emotion, and like any other emotion, it can become a superpower if you know how to channel it. The reality is that most guys lack stoicism. When they're angry, they will break things. And when they are full of desire, they can't help but focus on women. It's crucial to understand that you are not your feelings, and you are not your thoughts. Emotions come and go, but that does not mean you should act on them. When you can control your emotions, you'll be able to talk to women without breaking a sweat because your lustful thoughts will go unnoticed. You simply let them pass by. When it's time to work on your goals, you can channel the lust you ignored earlier to help you work even harder. Emotions are a source of energy, and you must choose when to use them. Number 4. Start ignoring women. Your attention is their fuel, and they use it all the time. That is why you must know how to deny them of that power. Even if you feel tempted by a woman and feel lustful thoughts, you must know how not to show it because turning your eyes will stroke her ego and give her satisfaction. Nothing feels better than walking past a woman who is used to getting attention and not giving her a single look. Do not misunderstand it. I'm not saying you should act insecure and look at the ground when a girl walks by. You can ignore her while still being supremely confident. Just look forward or look in the other direction and don't give them the attention they want. Not only will this humble her, but it will also help you with your lustful desires. Number 5. Make a list. Clearly defining your values can strengthen your masculine resolve. When you set a goal for yourself, whether it's eating healthier or getting better at resisting sexual temptation, it helps to have a clear idea of why you're doing it. Write down the main reasons why overcoming lust is important to you, and review it anytime you feel your resolve starting to slip. For example, your list might include things like, I cannot afford to let short-term pleasure destroy my potential, or self-discipline is an important part of my spiritual beliefs, so I need to overcome lustful thoughts to improve my relationship with God. Whatever your personal reasons are, write them down on the list. Number 6. Conquer goals. There are two main driving forces in the mind of any man. The first is the desire to conquer goals, and the second is the desire to conquer women. Fortunately for you, your mind only has space for one of these forces at a time. This means that it's impossible to distract a hardworking man who is in a state of flow. No amount of sex will interrupt your mind if you're too busy conquering an objective. Imagine a soldier going to war. What do you think is going on in his mind at that time? The desire to win the war, protect his brothers, and clear the objective, or to have sex with a woman? When someone is completely absorbed in the pursuit of a significant goal, such as a soldier heading into battle, the allure of sexual desire takes a back seat to this higher purpose they are committed to. If you are a man that is single, it is hard for your sexual desires to take over when you are constantly working towards your goals and your mind is occupied with new goals to conquer. So make sure you are always working towards achieving something. If this video was helpful, don't forget to hit the like button, and I'll see you in the next video.